Hey, lovely. So here we are. It's May 3rd, and it's time for me to visit my Wheel of Life spread with an eye toward May. Now, the Wheel of Life spread, the custom in the Mindful Tarot universe is that we do October 15th through December 31st. We do this Drop 'em 78 challenge where we each of us pick a deck that is our deck to focus on, and then we look at that deck one card at a time, one day at a time, exploring our life through the 78 cards of tarot. And then at the end of the year, we pull a 13 card spread, one card for each month, and then a hub card for our Wheel of Life. Now, a Wheel of Life spread, a mindful approach to that is to say, yeah, okay, so this is going to help me understand the energy that I'm moving into for this year. But it helps me understand what's coming ahead because it's helping me understand what's here right now. That the present is informed by the past and is informing the future. So, from a mindful tarot approach, my Wheel of Life isn't predictive simply. It's showing me what's in play at every moment in this period of my life. So there's a way in which it is a perfect mandala that gives us an image of the complete whole of our universe right now. So it's like a snapshot of what Esther is right now. And we can also explore how that snapshot unfolds over time. So in a mindful tarot way, the ways in which I read the Wheel of Life every month is I look at three different kind of permutations, three different kinds of spreads. I look at my hub card in relationship to the card assigned for the month. I call that hub month. So my hub card, as I've been exploring all year, is the Emperor. It's the Emperor with this. I've been joking how this is like, kind of Burning Man or Coachella Emperor. He's a little bit young for me. And then last night I just watched the new Anne Hathaway movie, The Idea of You, where she plays an older woman who falls in love with a younger man that she meets at Coachella. So, I don't know, maybe this really is my guy. In so many ways, though, the Emperor, no matter how the Emperor is depicted, is that's one of my strong archetypes. The Emperor is my soul card, using the language that Mary Greer popularized, 30, 40 years ago in Tarot for Yourself. This is a card that for me, my like kind of fundamental impulse so often is to build things, to create worlds, to have a kind of universe of control. And very much, I'm so conscious of this, that this year I'm exploring that energy and seeing how supple it can be, ways in which my inner emperor-ness is ready to do something new. Maybe not to always be in such control, or to be in control in a more open-hearted or open-ended way. So this is my hub card. Last month, April, was the card Judgment. It's an incredible image by Molly Applejohn of the angel of judgment. This sense of kind of coming into the fullness of our awakening, coming into the fullness of our karma, and a world of mercy and forgiveness. That's in this depiction of judgment, this powerful sense of facing who we are, but with perhaps some compassion. For me, this was a card that's really about my evolving as a teacher, as a Zen teacher, as a spiritual counselor, as a therapist, as a tarot mentor, all of these things that are coming into fruition that feel like something is being born and awakened in me. This month, talking about being born and awakened, my card is the Two of Wands in Julia Iredale's imagery. This is a card about the Two of Wands, how we meet the world, and this possibility of journeying forth, but also the ways in which we are hesitant to do so. ways in which we see a world of freedom and liberation out there, and yet we may be held back in certain ways. We may be hesitant in certain ways. And in this imagery, the bird is outside of the cage. The bird on the girl's finger is outside of the cage. But in the more traditional, it's raining, by the way, if you might be able to hear that on the rooftop. In the more traditional iconography for the Two of Wands, there's a sense of being right on the threshold, but maybe being a little bit like, if the world is my oyster, what should I do? What can I do? That kind of hesitancy to set forth, because any choice we make, any embarkation we do, means that we're not doing something else. So there's this kind of hesitancy in the Two of Wands. It's that kind of both-handed doubleness of twos, I think. Twos, the number of duality, of dichotomy, of choice, of balancing, right? And in the suit of Wands, in the fire suit, that sense of meeting the world, of being sparked into the world, but keeping things in balance might be holding us back. So the question is, can we embark? Are we going to move through the gate? So how does my being right on the threshold now we're talking about hub month here, rim month here, the relationship between judgment and the Two of Wands, how does this sense of my coming into my calling, like, what do I do now? A kind of freshness and excitement, but also a hesitancy. And the hub month here suggests, that the emperor, with his looking forward and up and that kind of imperial, he's got the jaunty chin, right? That imperial sense that he wants to do stuff and make stuff. And that this is a very tender moment, the Two of Wands, right? Not a time maybe to do and to make, but a time to be willing to step through the gate. Okay, so we've had a sense here of rim month, of, the calling that might happen, and then what do you do with it? What do you do with a sense of, I am meeting my destiny, I'm becoming the person I want to be? And then also the hub month, which is like, okay, in order to become the person I need to be, maybe I need to I need to do less. I need to do less. The way I've been thinking about this lately is I've been thinking about the phrase, something wants to be born. That's a phrase that keeps coming up for me that seems really powerful. I don't know if that phrase resonates for you. If it does, you're welcome. Something wants to be born. And just allowing that expectancy to be here. And maybe things aren't yet coming through the threshold. Things aren't yet crowning. Something wants to be born. The emperor is impatient for the crowning moment, but the Two of Wands says, not yet, not quite yet. We're still waiting. The head hasn't come through. She hasn't poked her head through yet. This moment isn't yet crowning. And then, so we've talked about hub month and rim month. There's also the third spread, the third kind of method that I bring to my Wheel of Life readings every month, and that is what I call rim month. So moving across the diagonal, the diameter, moving across the circle. So so here I'm thinking about my May card in relationship to May, June, July, in relationship to my October card. Is that right? Or my November card. At any rate, the card is the Knight of Wands. Another powerful Julia Iredale depiction. Fire of fire, fire of fire. these two wands coming together, right? This moment of, am I going to embark through the portal? And then this like fire, this knight who's just all ignition. This card in the Astara Tarot, all the knights have companion animals that are bears, and this made me think about this sort of feminine figure with the bear. Her hand on the bear made me think about the image from Philip Pullman's Golden Compass series of Lyra and Yorick Bernison, the polar bear, the armored polar bear. There's something here about the kind of ferocity and tenderness of this knight of fire, this knight of wands, but the singular piercing quality of her gaze as she looks ahead. So I find myself wondering as I look at these two cards together, and I see the way that both figures are gazing. Two of Wands gazing through the portal, and then that gaze really focused and almost igniting the staff that the knight carries in the Knight of Wands. And I think just allowing my gaze to become focused. So maybe this month really is, this moment is about allowing what is arising in me to focus, to come into focus, allowing the flame to concentrate and to allow myself to burn a path forward or light a path forward. Maybe I don't have to burn it. Yeah. So how is this month going to be about a kind of, maybe not building things, but a kind of focusing of energy, of fire? Yeah. What burns and brightens in the month of May. Okay, that's what I got. Yeah. If you're doing this Wheel of Life thing, I'd love to hear what your cards are this month. Toodles to you, and thank you as always for your practice.